balance of power shifted. Their economy was plundered by the peaceful religion. Their people were kidnapped, ransomed, robbed, enslaved, raped, assassinated, and terrorized. The Meccans finally woke up and waged a war of sorts, but it was too little, too late. The devil, masquerading as an Arab sheik, spoke on behalf of his messenger.
To Badi and Ishak, by Allah, this is not judicious. Do you not see the beauty of his discourse, the sweetness of his speech, and how he dominates the hearts of men with the compelling force of the message he brings? By Allah, if you expel him, I think it's likely that he will descend upon some other Arab tribe and win them over with his recitals, so that they will follow him and adopt his plans. He will lead them against you. They will attack, crush you, seize your power, rob you, and do with you whatever he wants.
The devil was right. He did those very things.
To Badi and Ishak. Thereupon Abu Jahl said, I think that we should take one young, strong, well-born man from each clan and give each a sharp sword. They should make for him and strike him with their swords as one man and kill him.
This sounds hauntingly similar to the United States pleading with its allies and the UN to form a multinational coalition to go after the legacy of Muhammad, Islamic terror. Not surprisingly, it worked as poorly for them as it does us today. By the time all of the allegiances had been duly formed and all factions had been sufficiently bribed, the terrorist leader had snuck away. While he was in the neighborhood, the devil, masquerading as the sheik, went to Muhammad in his true form, in the likeness of an angel.
Gabriel came to the messenger and said, Do not spend this night in the bed in which you usually sleep. When the first third of the night had passed, the young men gathered at his door and waited for him to go to sleep so that they could fall upon him. When Muhammad saw what they intended to do, he said to Ali,
who was his adoptive son,
Lie on my bed and wrap yourself up in my green cloak, the one I use when I go to bed. Nothing unpleasant will befall you from them.
What a weasel! With a mob of men wielding swords standing outside his door, he told his son to wear his pajamas and lie in his bed. I'm not sure there's even a word to describe such cowardly and despicable behavior.
To Badi, Muhammad said to Ali, If Abu Bakr comes to you, tell him that I have gone to Thawr, and ask him to join me. Send me some food, and hire a guide for me who can show me the road to Yathrib, and buy me a riding camel. Then the messenger went off, and Allah blinded the sight of those who were lying in wait for him, so he departed without them seeing him.
In other words, he snuck out the back door. After all, if Allah had blinded the multinational coalition, there would have been no need for Ali to wear the fearless prophet's PJs.
To Badi and Ishak. Among those who had gathered against him was Abu Jahl. He said, while waiting at his door, Muhammad alleges that if we follow him, we shall be kings over the Arabs and the Persians. Then, after we die fighting for him, we shall be brought back to life and live in gardens like those in Jordan. He also claims that if we do not submit to him, we shall be slaughtered. After his followers kill us, we shall be brought back to life and thrown into the fires of hell, in which we shall burn.
The pagan Abu Jahl encapsulated the whole of Islam in the Quran. It is sobering. How can something so clear escape the grasp of so many? Muhammad even confessed to the crime.
Allah's messenger came out and took a handful of dust and said, Yes, I do say that, and you are one of them. Allah took away their sight so that they could not see him.
Just as we have been blinded today.
And Muhammad began to sprinkle the dust
of ignorance and complacency
on their heads while reciting the following verses. Yasin, I call to witness the Quran. You are the ones sent on a straight path. The sentence is justified against most of them, for they do not believe. We will certainly put iron collars on their necks, which will come up to their chins, so they will not be able to raise their heads. And we have set a barrier before them and covered them, so they will not be able to see.
This became Quran 36:1. Once again, the Islamic god's timing was off, but his heart was in the right place. Quran 36 was handed down 30 surahs and 3 years before the Great Escape.
By the time he had finished reciting these verses, he had put the dust on the heads of each one of them.
And he saved his son, right? No.
After which he went to where he wished to go.
Before we hightail it out of the quarrelsome confines of the barren and hostile Meccan Valley, I'd like to examine some of the final surahs handed down during the War of Words. Considering the mood, why not start with
Taha! Quran 20, verse 1. Taha! We have not sent down the Quran to you to be an occasion for your distress. Nay, it is an admonition to those who fear.
Skipping ahead to the 8th verse.
Allah, there is no ilah save Him. His are the most beautiful names.
Contemplating the problem of replacing Ar-Rahman with Allah, a second translation says,
To Him belong the most beautiful attributes. Quran 20, verse 9. Has the story of Moses reached you?
An incredible question, since it has been replayed 10 times. The dark spirit seems to have contracted Alzheimer's.
Behold, he saw a fire, so he said to his folk, Tarry, I perceive a fire. Perhaps I can bring you some burning brand, or find some guidance at the fire.
Following this lame introduction, Allah manages to butcher Yahweh's meeting with Moses at the burning bush.
Quran 20, verse 14. Verily, I am Allah. No ilah, or God, may be worshipped but I. So serve you me, and perform regular prostration prayer for my praise. Verily, the hour is coming. I am almost hiding it from myself.
Prostrating Jews, a Hebrew deity named Allah, and godly surprises, only from the mind of Muhammad. Confused as ever, Allah has Moses play with his staff before encountering Pharaoh.
Quran 20:17. And what is that in your right hand, Moses? It is my rod, I lean on it. I beat down fodder for my flocks, and in it I find other uses. He said, Cast it down. Moses threw it, and behold, it was a snake, a serpent gliding.
Allah loves snakes. Yahweh, however, had a different agenda. His goal was to free his chosen people from bondage. Yet liberating Jews didn't suit Muhammad's scheme. His problem was freeing himself from the pesky Meccans.
Quran 20:24. Go to Pharaoh, for he has indeed transgressed all bounds. He said, Lord, open for me my chest, ease my task, and loose the knot from my tongue.
Muhammad, not Moses, wanted these things. Next we find the prophet of doom putting his words into Moses' mouth.
Quran 20:48. Verily it has been revealed to us that the penalty of doom awaits those who reject and deny.
Acting more Meccan than Egyptian, Pharaoh challenged his tormentor's credibility, asking for some proof. But the surrogate Muhammad didn't have any.
Quran 20:51. Pharaoh said, What about previous generations? Moses replied, The knowledge is with my Lord, recorded in a book. My Lord never errs nor forgets. And we showed Pharaoh all our signs, but he did reject and refuse.
What book? And why did the Lord need a book if he never forgets? Then missing the point entirely, Allah has Pharaoh say,
in Quran 20, verse 57, Have you come to drive us out of our land with your magic, Moses? Verse 60, Pharaoh devised his plot. Moses said, Woe to you! Forge not a lie against Allah, lest he destroy you by torment.
The Quranic dialogue disintegrates into bickering reminiscent of Mecca.
Quran 20:62. So they disputed with one another, but kept their talk secret. They said, These two are magicians. Their object is to drive you out of your land with their magic. They want to do away with your most cherished institutions, driving out your chiefs. So the magicians were flung down to prostration, crying, "We believe in the Lord of Aaron and Moses." Pharaoh said, "Do you